How do, and welcome back. Well, we're going to be doing the side-by-side Wherry taste test. So this is the homebrew and this is the original. The homebrew, of course, if you remember, it comes from the kit that the Woodforde's brewery sell, although you can get it anywhere at any good homebrew shop, and also in Wilko. So if you live in the UK and there's a Wilko nearby, they sell this pretty much all year round, very regularly. It's a really popular beer homebrew kit in the UK. So what we're going to do today, as I've brewed it according to instructions, I haven't changed a thing, we're going to do a side by side and see how close it is to the original. So as I said, I've brewed it exactly according to instructions. I didn't add anything, I didn't change the yeast. It is just exactly what they told me to do. I even used just half a teaspoon of sugar in the bottle. I usually use about 3/4 of a teaspoon, but they say half a teaspoon, so I've used half a teaspoon. The only thing I did differently is they say keep this in a warm place for 2 days to carbonate and then move it out into a colder place. I found that the bottle was really soft after 2 days, so I left it there for about 5 days, and it's now been about a week in here. So it's had about 2 weeks in the bottle, and it was about 10 days in the fermenter, so it should be a good one. Right, let me open this first and we'll see what it's like. A nice hiss, and there's some CO2 there. I'm using the same style glass for both beers. They're really Pilsner glasses, but I think it shows the beer off really well, and that looks a really nice beer. Now let's pour the original and see if they look the same. That'll be the first test. There we go. Right, well, instantly the foam, the head's different. Mine is a little bit more compact, looks a little bit creamier. This is more fizzy, lots of bubbles on the top, less creamy, and colour wise, you know, that's not too far off. Don't forget, mine's not been filtered. This is crystal clear, and there are hints of the same colour. I think if that was as clear as this, it would be bob on for colour, but as it's not filtered, it is looking darker. It's looking a little bit like a dark copper, bordering on amber, but more like a dark copper, where this is just straight up copper colour. And the heads seem to be acting the same as well. They're about the same height now. So overall, I'll say that's a pass, because mine's obviously unfiltered, but there are, you can see around the sides, it is the same colour. So I'm putting that slight difference in hue down to mine being unfiltered. Right, aroma. Malt, yeah, you get picking up the malt, some toffee malt in there. A little bit of hop, some citrus notes, and a nice earthy aroma. Let's go with this. Yeah, it's like in the review I did about a month ago now, wasn't it? Citrus notes, a little bit of, this is more malty on the aroma. This has got a bit of a more pronounced citrusiness to it, but it's, again, that's the same dryness. So similar, but mine's more malty. and mine has a little bit of hop to it, but that could be because it's fresh. I'd love to try this fresh on cask in a pub in Norfolk if I ever go to Norfolk. So I'm getting a little bit of hop, which I think we could put down to freshness. Right, so mine's more malt forward in aroma basically, but everything else seems to be okay. It's still got that nice dry aroma. Right, taste test. I'm going to try mine first because I've already tasted this and reviewed it last month. So here we go, the Woodforde Wherry's homebrew kit. Ooh. Forget the comparison, I can see why this is a popular beer in its own right. A popular beer kit. That is your typical English bitter. There is some maltiness to it. There's citrus notes in there. A little bit of like a florally hop, but really distant. The carbonation is really well for just half a teaspoon, and then it finishes really nice and dry. I should have had a glass of water here like a professional, shouldn't I? And I could swallow out my mouth. Let's see what this tastes like, the commercial version. Ooh. These are actually pretty close. This has a little bit of biscuity flavour to it with the malt. This is a little biscuity. This is a little toffee. But in neither of them is the malt the runaway flavour. The levels of bitterness are the same, and that type of bitterness is the same. It's a little bit biting, and it seems to linger. It seems to, stick around for a while. Mine has a little bit more, just a little bit of hop, but again, that could be due to freshness. But it's still got citrusiness in, and that's what this is. But this is a bit more biscuity. The malt is biscuity. A little bit of toffiness in there, but it's more biscuit. This one is more, I would say, like there's some toffiness to the flavour. Mouthfeel is remarkably the same. It's not a medium bodied beer, it's more on the lighter side. Carbonation levels are the same. You know what? I think Muntons have done a cracking job. There's differences for sure, but there will be. Don't forget, I mean, this is a professional beer. It's had tens of thousands of pounds spent on it. The development of the recipe, the equipment, hundreds of thousands of pounds in a professional brewery, controlled temperature. This is brewed in a plastic bucket. Of course there's going to be differences, but they're only minimal. I'm quite surprised how similar these two beers are, and so it's hats off to Muntons, because to make a clone from a kit, or to turn it into a kit, I think it's probably got a lot of challenges to it. But these two are there's more similarities than different. Yeah, I'm getting some of the citrusiness now in this. The only real difference is the malt profile. This is lighter and biscuity. This is a little sweeter. But the malt's not the main flavour with this. It's an English bitter. It's about that dryness and bitterness at the back, and that lovely citrusiness. So hats off to Muntons. I'm really surprised. So if you can't find Wherry near you, and I can't, I had to order this online. I found a supplier that actually just sells single bottles, because from the brewery's website you've got to buy them in 8 packs, and the cans you've got to buy in 24 pack. I've still got some over there, but I wanted to do a side by side with bottles. Yeah, so on the website it can be quite expensive, but I found someone who sells them just singularly, so I just got the one bottle. And to be honest, I wish I'd got more, but I've got the cans, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, if you can't find Wherry near you, and you don't want to be buying 8 at a time or 24 cans, buy the kit. Just go down to Wilco or your local homebrew shop, or any homebrew online homebrew shop. They usually sell for about £20, and you get 40 bottles for that, and you will pretty much be tasting the commercial beer. Right, well, that makes things interesting for the next one, which is the Woodforde's Nog. It's actually come. I'm going to be doing a review of the Nog, and I'll show you the beer kit, and then next month we'll do another side by side for the Woodforde's Nog. But if it's like this, it's going to be a really good beer, because there's pretty much hardly any difference between these two, except for superficial things like the colour. You know, it is a little darker. Right, thanks very much for watching. I'm going to enjoy my afternoon now. I've finished work, and I've got 2 pints to drink. So thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye for now. Which one? To be honest, it doesn't really matter, because they taste pretty much the same.